Welcome back to this World of Warcraft Let's Play. You're Sambo, and joining us, as always, is the sniffly, snuffly Seraphis, the Worgen Mage.
The beast in me hungers.
The beast in you hungers, does it, Seraphis? That's charming. Thank you very much for that. Thank you guys for joining me. And of course, if you joined us in the last episode, you'll remember we're over here in the northern regions of Darkshire. If we have a look on our map, you can see we're right up the top here. We were in the Shatterspear War Camp where we went and rescued some prisoners and cleaned up a little bit. And now, of course, we've been sent over here to the ruins of Mythistra to do a whole bunch of stuff. Let's have a look at our quest journal here. We've got On the Brink, and we're wanting to retrieve 6 Shatterspear amulets. And, of course, they are from the Shatterspear warriors and such. Not the labourers. No, hang on. Where are we? Yeah, labourers are not going to give us those. You can see as I hover over that labourer in the background there, doesn't actually come up with the quest, so we know it's not them. Strategic strikes, we have to kill a couple of named people there, Lorenz Thundercall and Shire Stormweaver. And we also have to go and locate Narassen's tome amongst the ruins of the Althalax Tower, which is just in the background there amongst all those flames. And of course, kill this named NPC here, Tegan Holloway, as well, the Forsaken. So lots to do, lots of exciting stuff to do in this episode. Now, you may have wondered what on earth that was, that funny looking fire thing that came up. You can see we've got a buff up here. It says, Bonfire's Blessing. Your bonfire is burning hot. You have a 30% chance to inflict 190 fire damage on any melee, ranged, or spell attack. Now, you're going to say to me, well, that's great, but why did we get that? How did you get it? You didn't do anything, Sambo. And that's right. There's a reason for it. If we go up to our calendar here, you can see that we are 1, 2, 3, 4, oh gosh, we're 5 days already into the Midsummer Fire Festival. And you can see here it's a time of merriment and celebration dedicated to the hottest season of the year. And that's, of course, because in the US it is the hottest season of the year at the moment. It's definitely midsummer. And basically there's a whole bunch of stuff. So it's basically an event, a seasonal event. And if you want to know what you can do, probably should dedicate an episode to it at some point. But if you go into your world events here and click on Midsummer, you look down all of these achievements and you can see the type of things that you need to do. For example, you need to dance around a ribbon pole. You have to complete a certain number of special quests, and you have to do a whole bunch of honouring the flames. And basically there's flames all over the world, and they're in Kalimdor, they're in Eastern Kingdoms, they're in Outland, and they're also in good and bad places. In other words, they're not just in friendly towns, they're also in enemy towns, which means there's can be a little bit of PvP involved in this particular world event. But if you're online at the moment, then I definitely suggest you make a go at doing these achievements, because you get some pretty cool awards. You get a currency out of doing a lot of the daily quests that you're allowed to then go and use at a special midsummer event currency vendor, and you can get little things like pets, some really cool gear. There's a whole bunch of stuff there. So anyway, you can probably, let me think, can I? Yeah, I think I can probably put a link to it in the doobly-doo below, which is probably a Blizzard site link. I'm sure they have all of the festivals linked and listed there, so you can actually have a read up on what you need to do. Anyhow, lots of fun, something different to do, and of course, just like any other month, normally throughout the year, you can see June's got the Midsummer Festival here. In August, we've got the Harvest Festival beginning. We've got Brewfest in September. There's always normally something going on. Hallows End, Day of the Dead, Pirates Day, all sorts of different stuff. So, and what's up here? Pilgrim's Bounty. Yeah, there's all sorts of things always happening, which just mix it up and make it a little bit different. Something different to do. Anyhow, in the meantime, I can see on the map we've got a copper vein here, so I'm not going to yabber on anymore. I definitely want to, well, I am, but I don't want to lose that vein to somebody else or anything like that, that mineral node. So we're just going to grab that before we head out and do our quests. And of course, remember too, we've got a new Arcane Missiles upgrade, our 4 missiles at once upgrade, which is really handy. So we're going to be making sure that we use the Arcane Missiles whenever they proc, because that was a nice little talent bonus that we got actually. If you weren't with us in the last episode, if we have a look in here, we can see that this particular talent here, Improved Arcane Missiles, increases the number of missiles fired by your Arcane Missile spell by 1. So we were firing 3, now we're going to be able to fire 4. Very nice, very handy. Certainly up the DPS, that's for sure. Anyhow, now that we've got this, it's time for us to head down into these ruins. You may remember at the end of the last episode, we were having a bit of a look around here. Very cool. I love being able to dive down into dungeons, excuse me, or caves, or old ruins, and this is exactly that. Very cool. Let's see if we can clear these guys out. You can see they actually will count for the Shatterspear Amulet quest that we have. And wow, we're really cleaning them up. There we go, another one, 2 of 6. And let's have a look down there. So you can see, yeah, there's water down the bottom there, and there's some named person there, Shaya Stormweaver, who's being held up by some forces and some elemental clouds and stuff. Very cool. We'll definitely wander down there in a minute. But I've just noticed something over here. And you know what? I actually don't know what these are for, but let's quickly just get this guy out of the way before we go snooping around. There we are, made short work of him. And another amulet there. This thing here, a cat figurine. Now, I'll zoom right in so you can have a look. I honestly don't know what it's for, unless it's for a quest of some sort. But normally if things are for a quest, you can't interact with them if you're not on the quest. So I don't know, because we can open it, and you can see it actually has a cat figurine in there. In fact, I picked up one before we started filming, so I've got 2 now. But it just says that they're junk, so I honestly don't know. Maybe one of you guys is able to tell us exactly what that's for, because I like to think I'm fairly knowledgeable about most things WoW, and I have absolutely no clue as to what that is. So there you go. So maybe, yeah, one of you guys can tell me. All right, let's head down into these ruins. Very cool. I love doing this. And it looks like, yes, they're going to count for us. A Shatterspear Shaman there. And when I say count, it's going to count for our, wow, it's going to count for our Shatterspear Amulet quest. And there you go, 4. That definitely worked. We can see some sparkly energy there. And there we go. There is the Shaya Stormweaver. And of course you can see she's a troll, of course, but she's got an exclamation mark on her character portrait, which does mean, naturally, that she's basically a boss for a quest, or a named person for a quest, which we know she is. Right, let's throw out our 4 at a time arcane missiles. That should clean this guy up. Yep, sure did. There we go, 5 of 6 of the Shatterspear amulets. Now I'm not sure when to take her on. I might just leave it for now until we've cleared out some of her forces from around the traps here. And you can see we're really cleaning up, although it's no surprise because these are low level and we're quite high. Right, maybe I have to take her on in midair. Well, hey, no other way to find out than to go for it. Let's do it. See if she comes over. Pray, move away from those pillars so that I can show you the air in your ways. Air in your trespass. And yeah, that was the end of her. And there we go. Shaya Stormweaver is slain. So, that wasn't too hard. Pretty sure there's another named mob that we have to get as well. Yes, Lorenz Thundercall. Although I think we have to use this. Hurls a spear at a target for 45 damage and slowing casting speed by 50% for 12 seconds. I didn't use that on her. Maybe I should have. I'm honestly not sure. Anyway, let's have a look in these ruins. Going into the water, I do love it. Look at the visual style of all this. It's so cool. I love the water. Wow, we can hear the portal or whatever it was that was holding her up before. I love the water effects now. This new water in WoW. It's so cool. Very awesome. And you can see the ripples that we're making on it there. If my silly Worgen would keep her head above water, for some reason it's some kind of weird, not bug, but it's just something weird. All the other races tend to actually, when you jump, you keep your head above water so you can actually see what you're doing. But for some reason, these ones don't. Worgens tend to stay under the waterline. Honestly, couldn't tell you why. Anyway, let's see where this other guy is. Looks like he's... Okay, he's actually... Right, that's why he's not around here. He's actually south of us. We can see him if I make the map bigger there. See him down there. It's the number 2 on my map there, the quest number 2. So he's actually south of the tower by the looks of things. So no wonder we couldn't find him here. I was just having a hunt around for him and thought, oh, hang on. We've got one of them there, but not the other one. And, of course, maybe we're meant to use this Dryad Spear as well. Perhaps it'll help us if the other one's a little bit harder. I can see a copper node, which means I have to go get it, because I can't not. Because, like I've said in other episodes, come on, cast. Getting some weird bug where I click on my spell and nothing happens. To be honest, I'm not sure why that is. Well, we actually lost quite a bit of health then, to be honest. Got to watch ourselves a little bit. Even though they're lower levels than us, we certainly are very squishy, of course, being a mage. So, got to be careful and try and keep the mobs away from us wherever possible. Now, this is the Horde flag stuff that I was talking about the other day. You can see that goes up the hill there. I reckon that is... Yeah, you can just see the beginning of a name of something. I reckon that's actually a Horde outpost. As in, if you are a Horde player, that's where your home would be over here. I think. Not sure, could be wrong, I've never been up there before. But it's definitely new in the Cataclysm. It never used to be here before.
I don't have a target.
What? Whoa! So we killed that mob with a fine over. Here I am expecting to go back, but no. Okay, anyhow, let's cut through these ruins. We'll use the good old Dark Flight ability here, of course, which helps us speed up. Very close to getting ourselves a mount. You can see we're sort of about a fifth of the way through level 19. As soon as we get to level 20, we're going to be able to use a mount, or of course, use our racial ability, which drops to all fours and uses ourselves as a mount. Very strange, but hey, whatever. Makes sense if you're a Worgen, I guess. So, yeah, now you may remember this area if you used to come here back in the days before the Cataclysm. Of course, this was just a tower with those cultists all around it, and now it's been totally torched. Totally different. So it's always very interesting to see the changes that have been made with the Cataclysm, of course. I'm sure I saw a friendly mob around here. Maybe I was seeing things. Whoops. Alright, more Shatterspear Shamans. So, of course, these would have given us the Shatterspear Amulet. We don't need them anymore because we've actually completed that quest, but that's okay. Sorry about that, Mr. Troll. Oh, I like the music in this area. Very cool. Not sure if it's new or not, but oh god, I've got memories of coming up here. See, all of this used to be covered in these cultists. Oh, in fact, I think there's their bodies over there, actually, come to think of it. We'll go and have a look once we get rid of this Forsaken Looter. Let's have a look, and yes, that's them. That was them there. You can see they're sort of cultist looking, typical cultist, purple robed. That sort of is typical of any cultists in WoW. So that's definitely what they used to look like. And it's quite a nice little touch that they've got their bodies left behind there. Pretty cool. A little familiar throwback for those of us who have been here lots of times before and had troubles here too. Like I say, there were tons and tons of them. It's not that they were particularly nasty mobs, it's just that there were a whole bunch of them. So it was very easy to get yourself killed around here in the old days. Alright, so once again, we are looking for this guy here, Tegan Holloway. I'm going to imagine that he's at the top of the tower. Look at that, that's really cool. Can you see the ashes in the air there? Yeah, that's a really nice touch. Wow, very cool. Alright. What do we got over here? Something's glowing over there. Oh, looting. That's a tome. So remember too, we were charged with finding a tome in here. That appears to be it. Thank goodness they sparkle, or else I would have totally forgotten about that. Got all the way back to camp and gone, oh, whoops, I forgot your book. There we go. Narassen's tome. Sometimes you can read these. Most of the time for quest items you can't, but they do have a kind of flavour text on them normally. Of charred volume chronicling centuries of dark studies. Okay, so it didn't have too much there. Alright, we've got ourselves a Forsaken Looter. Oh, who's that? Another one. Oh, is that? That's Tegan. That's him. He's come down to find us. Good lord. Okay, let's actually sheep him. Come on. Sheep. Oh, it won't let us sheep him. Why is that? Okay, we're going to sheep that one there. I needed to take a potion, a drink. Thank goodness we've got our sheep ability, of course. I am going to die. I definitely am going to die. Yep, wow, wasn't prepared for that one. No idea how come he came down. I guess he was just walking down. Yeah, there he is. He's walking around. Damn it. Wow. We haven't died for some time in WoW. So there you go, folks. Even though this was a low-level quest, it just goes to show you can't be too careful. I took my eye off the ball, and yeah, whammo blammo, we are dead. Even though we polymorphed the other one there, we just got beat up on. Of course, once we start getting beaten up on, like I was saying earlier, ironically, because we're so squishy, that's it for us pretty much. If we can't get away, actually I should have blinked away, but I just didn't think about it. So terrible playing on my behalf, and I honestly did deserve to be killed then, because it was very, very poorly done on my part. Alright, let us try that again. Dear oh dear. Oh, and there he is. Alright, let's see if we can do this a little bit better. For a start, we'll get away from him. Just out of melee range. Boy, he hits really, really hard. Whoa, finally. Good lord, that was, yeah, that was rough. I don't know if you can see there, but my health is way low. Way, way low. Alright, now we have to go strike the last strategic strike, which is who? Lorenth Thundercall, and they're just down here to the south. Let's pick off these mobs along the way, give ourselves hopefully some XP. No, they're grey, so they're not actually going to give us any XP. In mind, so we get them out of the way, of course, because we don't want them looting up on us too much.
Something first.
And that there, by the way, is Briarthorn. If you're a herbalist, that's what you're looking for. Of course, it would be sparkling if we were a herbalist. That is what you would be gathering. I think that's kind of like the second tier of herbs that you can get, with things like silverleaf, etc. being the first. Oh, hello. Oh. Not sure why he didn't freeze in place, but it certainly did enough damage to him, so that's okay. I can see up here we've got a copper node somewhere in this little valley. Hopefully we can get to it from here. One of the little nooks and crannies. Is that too high for us to get up? It is. And so is that. Alright, so we obviously have to come at this from another angle. That's... yeah. Oh, look at that. Cheated my way up, basically. And, oh, it's over there. Alright. There we go. Probably going to have to run right around again now. Lovely. It was worth it. Oh, hello. So yep, definitely looking forward to getting to level 20, because of course we get ourselves, I think, a couple of new abilities. Let's just double check on that. Oh yes, Arcane Blast, that's right. We really want that. I'll explain that once we get it, of course. No point doing that now. So we get that, and of course we get our mount. That's going to make running around a lot faster. I think it's going to be a plus 60% mount that we are able to get first at level 20, and then I think at level 40 we get a 100% mount. In the old days, it used to be, like I was saying before, at level 40 you'd get a 60% speed increase mount, and then you'd have to wait all the way to level 60 to get your 100% speed increase mount. So even though it's a lot easier today, and you know, I can understand that, and it does make it a lot more fun, you had a lot more pride in the old day, without doubt, getting your mount, because you'd worked so hard to get them. Especially class mounts. And those of you who were, and that's our named mob by the way, those of you who were a warlock or a paladin will remember being able to get your class mount, and of course the nightmare that you had to go through. Whoa, we're getting... wow, what was that? That was nasty. That was his casting. He's casted some kind of effect on us there, right where we were standing. Gosh. Yep, getting your warlock or paladin mount was an absolute nightmare, because you would have had to have gone through all of the trials and tribulations and steps of getting your mount, and I certainly did it on both. I did it old school style on my warlock, and I've got the achievement to prove it, the Dread Steed of Zoroth. That might bring back horrible memories for you in Dire Maul. Anyone who's done it will know exactly what I'm talking about. Wow, we nearly died again. Oh, look, that's because... Oh, it's because he had a totem out. Oh, boy, this is no good, is it? Doing too much talking and not enough concentrating. Didn't even notice the totem there, and I'll explain totems in a minute. But yes, going through doing the mounts the old school way, you would have to go through all these trials and tribulations in dungeons, and boy, there were a whole heap of steps. Now you can actually just buy them from a vendor, so it's just a little easier than it used to be. Anyhow, alright, got ourselves a bit of loot there by the looks of things. Let's have a look. A war-torn girdle, and that's mail, so we can't use that. Okay, so what is a totem? You guys might be saying, if you've played WoW, of course you'll well know what a totem is, especially if you've played a shaman. If you play the shaman class in World of Warcraft, you have a thing called totems, and they're basically like little idols that you can put down around you on the ground, literally like little totem poles, I guess. And they're designed to give you strategic buffs, so as you level through the shaman leveling process, I guess, you get access to different types of totems. So for example, you might get ones that are able to give you frost resistance, or ones that attack, or ones that boost your casting speed, or ones that actually stream out healing. A whole bunch of different things that are to be used in different situations. So playing a shaman is pretty cool fun. In fact, my second to main, if you like my off main, if you want to call it that, is actually a chamois, and I love them a lot. It's lots of fun to play. Highly recommend them. Alright, we can see we've got a player up there, level 10 Dwarf Shaman. Dwarven Shamans were new in the Cataclysm, by the way. You could never be a Shaman before, speaking of which. You could never be a Shaman if you were a dwarf in the past, but now you can be, so they added some more classes to the different races. And you can see that there around him, that's his earth shield. You can see it on his his lightning shield. Shamans have that shield which allows them to actually do damage to attackers. It's pretty cool. That's what that is. Alright, so time to hand in this round of quests. Shadowspear amulet, there we go. These will do perfectly. And she said that she's going to prepare them, or he's going to prepare them rather. And what do we do that time? Oh, that's for taking out the two named mobs, and we get ourselves a very nice wand, which is a lot better than the one we've got. The wand, of course, being our ranged weapon. So let's go to our outfits here. Got our normal outfit, and we'll replace the one that we've got. You can see it appears there, and we'll save that outfit. Yes, we'll just check if it's on our fishing one as well. It is, so we'll swap it out for our fishing outfit and save that as well. Go back to normal, equip that one. There we go. So we can actually now sell that old wand, seeing as we've upgraded it. And it's actually quite a cool little stat stick as well. You can see it gives us 1 stamina and 1 intellect. Now, by the way, if you're ever wondering what on earth does that mean, 1 intellect or 1 stamina is like 10 hit points. Basically, so you can always just multiply stamina by 10, and if you want to know what your intellect's doing, you can see it over here on your stats. So you can see here intellect is now 54, which is 42 plus 12, the plus 12 being all of the additional bonus items that are giving me extra intellect. And it actually tells you outright there that it increases mana by 530, so basically again the 10 times thing. If you've got 54 intellect, it's basically going to give you 540 mana extra. So very handy. Increases spell power by 44, and of course it also increases our spell critical hit chance by nearly 4%. So it's very cool, very important stat for us mages. Now, because we've died a couple of times, we've probably got durability damage, so we need to repair. Also need to use the old Sell-O-Matic there, plus have a look at any items that I can sell that are white. So let's see, do we have any white items? That's going to go on the auction house. That's good. That's definitely going to go on the auction house. I think, unless it's soulbound. No, it's not soulbound. That war-torn girdle we can sell because it's a white item. Probably won't sell very well on the auction house. The hammer there, definitely worth keeping. Pop it up the top. And that's us. And we are going to have to make a trip over to Darnassus, I think, to do some housekeeping and house cleaning because we're running out of bag slots. We've only got 14 left. Let's carry on our hand-ins here. Here's the tome. And giving ourselves... what do we get? Oh, we get some new gloves, and although they're less armor, they actually give us more intellect and stamina. As I've just described, we are willing to take the stamina hit, and we get ourselves a whole bunch of Darnassus rep there as well. We definitely want to take the stamina hit over take the intellect over the stamina hit, because intellect is of far more use to us than stamina is, because once we start getting beaten up, as you could tell, it doesn't matter how much stamina we've got, we're still going to get beaten up. So let's save that to our new outfit. I've just equipped the new gloves there. I'd say that they're probably in our fishing as well, are they? No, they're not. All right, that's okay. Let's equip this again. And wow, okay, they are very interesting looking gloves. Goodness. Wow, they're freaky looking, in fact. I've never seen gloves like that in WoW before. They must be a new item model, I'd imagine. Let's sell our old ones to save. Oh, look, it does. They are used in fishing. What the heck? Why couldn't I see them there? Let's equip them. I guess it's... No, it is. It's those green ones. Yep, fair enough. All right, let's swap them out with the new ones and save that new equipment set. There we go. Equip our normal set. Sell off the old gloves.
How may I help?
There we go. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
All right, let's pick up this new quest and see what's going on. The front line. All right, their forces are weakened, their supplies destroyed, and their sub-leaders are dead. It's time for us to take this fight to their home and their leader. I'm admittedly still in the dark as to what spurred their sudden aggression, but perhaps we'll find some answers on their doorstep. Take this arrow that guy there prepared, and of course that was probably from the amulets that we collected for him, and report to Sandria Moonfell deep in Shatterspear Vale to join the attack. It would be best to secure a ride on one of our night sabers. Going on foot would be dangerous. All right, so we have to report to Sandria Moonfall in the Shatterspear Vale. Interesting. Maybe, I'm just having a thought here. Let's have a look. Oh, it is. So that place that I thought was like a horde outpost, that is actually the Shatterspear Vale. Okay, so that's what that is. That is a new place, because all of this used to be locked off, because you used to have to fly to Moonglade here, which, as you can see, is kind of like the adjoining zone. And if you ever got a flight from Moonglade over to, well, what was then Orbadine, you'd fly over this area here and you could see all the stuff going on there, but you could never actually get to it. So this is kind of exciting, very cool. I can see a copper node, so I want to get that. I also have to figure out where the Night Saber ride is that we're going to want to get. Oh, look at that. The copper node got stolen because that guy is a miner as well. Never mind. All right, here we go. Night Saber Rider. I'd imagine this is the person we need to talk to.
I am honored.
Oh, look at that. I didn't know this. I'd like to travel to Lord Denell. And of course, that is our normal base, our outpost over there. So we've got a quick ride to there. We don't actually have to run. Didn't realise that. That's fantastic. Or in this case, of course, because of a quest, we'd like to travel to Shatterspear Vale. So I think we've just got time to do that before the end of our episode, before time runs out. So hopefully we won't be attacked while we're actually riding the Night Saber. Let's zoom out a little bit. Very cool. Love the music here. Love the atmosphere. Love everything about the Night Elves. I dearly love their mounts. As you can see, these Night Sabers are so graceful, so cool. Great sights and sounds. Oh, look at this torture. We're going to ride past a copper vein. Oh, money down the drain. So, yep, here we go. This is the Shatterspear Vale. It is absolutely not a horde outpost. Well, it is horde based, I guess. But so you can see there the Night Elves and the Trolls bitterly battling away. See them going on in the background, fighting it out. We've got Hippogriff Riders, Sentinels up in the air there. And look at that, they're shooting to the ground, shooting the Trolls from the air. Very cool. And there's the Troll architecture once again, also awesome. And it looks like, oh, look, we've got this tunnel. This is all new. Wow, this is very cool. So yeah, we're definitely coming up to this new zone. And unless I'm mistaken, yes, this is it. This is, oh, okay, if you guys have played WoW before, you'll know why I'm getting so excited now. Because over there, that's Moonglade over the background there. And when, like I said, when you used to have to fly from over here in Moonglade to the old Orbadine, you'd fly down here right across where we are. I always used to look in here and go, wow, I wonder what that is. And look at this, we're actually in here now. They've made it an accessible area. That is very cool. They've got a nice waterfall over there. And if you hear in the background the music, that there is the typical troll music, and especially from Wrath of the Lich King expansion in the zone of Zuldrak. That's what it reminds me of, which is a zone I really enjoyed playing, by the way. I love the music in that zone. But how awesome is this? Look, we've got the Troll Shadowspear architecture up the top there. We've got waterfalls. And we've got the trolls themselves over there. Look at that, beating on their drums. And there's a whole bunch of them over there. Priestesses, champions. We've got our hippogriff riders, our sentinels flying around. This is very cool. This is why I love WoW. We've got our ancient protectors. That's what I was waiting for, that awesome sound that they make. Oh, this is fun. We got lots to look forward to in the next episode. So let's leave it here, and we won't even pick up this quest. We'll do that in the start of the next episode so we know exactly what we're doing. So certainly hope you enjoyed that romp around the northern end of Darkshore here as we took out those named mobs and revisited the ruins of Mythistra and the Tower of Elthalax, of course, from the old days. Now it's time to try something new, something that's always tempted us, something we've never been able to get to, and now we're in the middle of it. So very excited about that. So there we go, folks. I certainly hope you will join us in that episode. In the meantime, of course, it's me, Sambo, and of course, Seraphis saying take care. Hope you're having a great day. We'll see you later, and bye-bye.